Hey guys, and welcome to the weekly English shooting stream.
We weren't late.
We definitely weren't late. We definitely weren't just running in from outside because we lost track of time. But thank you for joining us as always. We are incredibly tired. For some reason I decided to wake up at 4:30 this morning.
And then come and get me at early o'clock as well.
And I don't do early, so this is probably going to be a flaming car wreck of a live stream, but
according to you guys, you really enjoyed it last time that happened, so here we go.
Exactly, so strap on in and enjoy the ride. So as always, it's the same criteria. Any questions or topics that you have throughout the evening, put them in the comment section and we'll be more than happy to engage in conversation and answer any questions and help out where we can. We do have a number of topics and things scattered amongst the desk. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see a fair amount of it.
I just want to get the shameless plug out the way first for anyone who wants to do some full-bore handgun shooting and shoot some MP5s. There is a American Shooting Trips trip to Prague happening end of September.
I think, is it the 8th and 9th maybe? Right. I mean, David is in the chat, so it's David running.
If you're interested at all, just drop a message into the chat and David will tell you everything you need to know. Absolutely.
So let's see what you guys have been talking about, why we definitely haven't been stood outside having a vape break. So Wayne is asking about KFC. Of course, if you're new to the stream, if you're new to the channel, welcome. KFC, no, that isn't the wonderful home of the Bargain Bucket. That
is a shame.
Absolutely, they should definitely affiliate in some way.
Yeah.
We'd definitely shoot there a lot more. But Kentucky Firearms Club is actually my Home Office approved club, and it's also yours as well.
We're both officials.
Yeah, technically,
No, you are. You were just asleep when they voted you in as an official.
Apparently, I was voted in as an official at some point. But yes, I highly recommend Kentucky Firearms Club if you're looking to get into the sport, which we get so many questions about how you get into it, how you get started, and the number one is join a club, and we can highly recommend Kentucky Firearms Club. But Wayne is asking, any news when KFC are back at Bisley in the evenings? I don't think there's any plans for it right this moment. However, we are frantically trying to plan events as quickly as we can. So we got a really last minute event not too far from here. Last week I think it was, we went and did some shotgun. It was good fun. I think everyone was happy. I think you need to apologise to Kyle if he's on the stream. Yes, hi Kyle if you are here. I was meant to be at the PSG match, unfortunately, because of prior engagements. Well, not prior, it's sort of last minute engagement really. I wasn't able to attend, which was a shame because I was looking forward to trying out. It's probably something I should have put in the background. Shows how prepared we are. But for those that have followed the Instagram account, I made a Section 2 M3K, and I was looking forward to trying that out, but that will have to wait for another day.
Is it Section 2 M3K? It's M3000, isn't it?
Sorry, yes, an M3000. Well,
although it looks like an M3K now.
Well, that's what I mean. It's a Section 2 M3K. Yeah. So Alex bought in a number of replacement parts. Blue Fieldsports, of course, where we're holding the stream. There's a range of different guns that are sold here and different manufacturers, but Alex likes to hold stock of all spare parts or anything you're likely to need, and I saw a nice bag of goodies and thought, oh, they look nice on the M3000.
Alex, if you're wondering whether parts have gone there now on Callum's gun,
I did ask very nicely.
Oh, you did ask?
He did, and I said no, but he still put them on.
So you asking in the first place makes a change, doesn't it?
So again, it's sort of pointless because you can't see it, but I have the M3K charging handle. I fitted the M3K latch, so it's got the big blue release button now. It's of course had a port job by yours truly, although you don't like me showing people.
I don't like that port job. You know when they say the customer's always right, but when the customer's Callum, it's not right.
I love it.
It's horrible.
I made you do absolutely everything you hate doing, like polishing the
everything. Polishing the everything. Was it polished? Yes.
I've also, which was a mistake, and this is a question that actually does crop up quite a lot, is welding your lifter.
Yeah, so you tried your hand at welding your own lifter, and I have to say you did a reasonable job at welding and refiling it.
I was quite happy with it.
Considering you'd never welded before,
nope.
And two, you certainly never held a file before. Considering it looked like the cat's puke it did, it was a pretty good job. And as I always say about welded lifters, it promptly warped on you.
It did. It warped. I was having a number of issues with the gun, and this is what happens. You know, I say all the time how reliable that M3000 has been,
until you dick around with it,
or the 1522.
Yep.
As soon as you start dicking around with it, you seem to get issues. But luckily, Connors was at hand. He straightened out the lifter, and it's now running absolutely perfectly. But in
it's
terms,
going to twist again.
it will at some point.
Yeah.
So don't mess with your lifter. Either buy an extended
don't
one.
weld your lifter, and also be careful of buying welded lifters. They tend to warp as well. If you're going to buy an extended lifter of any sort, I recommend like the Terran Tactical one, which is made from factory to be a long lifter that you then shorten to fit the gun. But if you have a good port job, you don't need to touch the lifter in the first place.
Well, that was going to be my main point. Is that?
And also, don't forget that Connors welded that lifter first, and you weren't happy with it, so you then re-welded it. Only about a month ago.
I thought it could be increased in length.
Exactly. So, and you were wrong again, and Connors had to fix it again.
But like perfect example of that is the M2 that I've been doing a lot of various testing with, and the lifter hasn't been touched at all. We haven't even cut off one of the prongs, and we all know and probably have heard of Benelli thumb, but because the port job is a good port job, I've never caught my thumb on it the whole time, and it's what actually led me to start using gloves when I had the 1301. I was loading with gloves because I was always catching my thumb on it. It just goes to show, if you're having issues with your lifter, get a port job, or basically, don't start messing around with the lifter. It will cause you problems down the line. But another potential for the 1301 customers is there is of course the Pro lifter that is available as a drop-in replacement part.
Yep.
It is available on magload.co.uk.
Yep.
Other good retailers do stock it.
No, they don't.
No.
No, they don't. Your option for buying one is direct from Beretta, or buy it from us. And if you're in the UK, it's like £2 cheaper buying it from us.
Yeah.
If you're abroad, buying it from us might be your only option because Beretta don't ship to quite a lot of countries, including the US.
But the Pro lifter is extended compared to the original comp.
Some heavily worn guns, it might need some fitting, but we're happy to offer you advice. It's a very small bit that you just need to file down until it doesn't catch.
We've got another PSG question, which I'm gonna.
Should we? Where are you going from?
So it's Wayne again. Is shot size 6 good for PSG?
Yeah, 6 is pretty reasonable. I would use 6 in like what I'd consider my long range cartridge. I use a 32 gram 6. I also do carry some 36 gram 6s, which I can say I've only ever broken out once. I bought 2 boxes.
Like heavy poppers, stuff like that?
No, long range.
Long range,
Long range, yeah. So because with a popper, if it's close up to you, it's about how much lead you can deliver to it, right? The shot size doesn't matter. 28 grams of lead is 28 grams of lead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where the shot size matters is if you need to carry that energy downrange. And the only time I've ever had to break out the 36 6s was at Cotslow Heath NRA match. Of course, we don't have calibrated poppers there, calibrated targets, so you need to make sure you knock it down. It's definitely one for a full choke.
There is another circumstance when we actually shot in the same match. It was I think it was a club match of some sort, but they had those huge circular.
Was that Romsey?
Might have been.
Romsey has these like buckshot tombstones.
Right,
and we were made to shoot them with birdshot, and quite a lot of people expended several rounds per target to get it down.
Yeah.
I think I actually ran out of ammo on that stage.
Yeah, I think I ended up beating you with the section 2.
Yeah, because I ran out of ammo and left 3 poppers up. Yeah. And then bearing in mind, when I say ran out of ammo, I had 40 rounds in the belt, but they were. This was when I was running Ely Select, which is a very slow cartridge. Right on the cusp of making power factor. I just wanted to. I think you've missed out a question potentially. Someone was asking classification of a long barrel pistol, long barrel revolver, or is it counted as a pistol caliber carbine? Most certainly is not. I mean, we are not experts, but they are long barrel pistols, and that's what they're written down on your ticket as.
It is a funny one. So on your ticket, you will need a slot for a long barreled pistol (LBP) or a long barreled revolver (LBR), and
you don't get slots for PCC.
No.
PCC is an IPSC division.
Yeah, it will just be, so for, say, a pistol caliber carbine, it will just be, say, a 9mm rifle. and that's all you'll need. But the long barrel pistols and long barreled revolvers are quite funny, because whilst you need it specifically LBR, LBP on your certificate, there is actually no definition in law of an LBP or an LBR.
No.
It's sort of this really weird thing where it's genuinely accepted what one is.
Yeah, you could argue that one is a pistol caliber carbine because of the way the law defines it, but it's certainly not how an RFD defines it.
No, and at the end of the day, even if you are granted, say, a 2.2 slot, it's about convincing the RFD to do it, and I don't know many or any that would sell you an LBP under a 2.2 rifle slot. Unfortunately, it is a very common mistake. A lot of people end up having to, wait months for variations because of that slip up. So make sure you go for the LBR or the LBP.
I'm just going to go.
If you want a definitive answer for what they actually are, they are pistols.
Okay.
They are pistols that are not prohibited under Section 5.
Yeah.
So
That's
Section 5 defines something as a prohibited pistol as something that's shorter than 60 centimetres with a barrel of less than 30. Mm-hmm. And they don't conform to that. So they are a pistol that is not Section 5.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to be right back because Carl Volt's asked a question that requires me to go and get something.
Okie dokie. We'll talk amongst ourselves for the moment. So Andrew Claxton has asked any update news on the looming offensive weapons build 2.0. There's been nothing new. I think I covered this in maybe the last stream or the stream before. So a lot of my sort of speculation and predictions in the main video that I did a few weeks ago have been confirmed by Basque. So they haven't given out any further details yet. They are pretty sure where it's heading. They're pretty sure what it's going to include, but there's been no further clarification or expansion on what we think it's going to be yet. As soon as there is anything, I will make sure to make a follow-up video. It is going to be very important. We are facing potentially airgun licensing. We are potentially facing further restrictions for 2.2 semi-automatics. That could just be the sort of rejig of the miniature rifle range laws. We really don't know at this point, so it is pure speculation. As soon as there's an update, we will let you know.
So, in answer to Carl Volt's question,
Yep.
Magload are always developing. We are currently developing a 6-round base plate. Unlike any other 6-round base plate, because if I can get this off on stream.
That's where all my PMags are gone.
This is not your PMag.
That's mine.
Yeah,
I do have to give a good shout out to riflemags.co.uk. They sent me these a while ago. I had a load of videos planned with them because of obviously the issues that I've had with the channel. I never got round to doing it. Yeah. So a big shout out to riflemags.co.uk for those.
The idea with this car is that is a 6-round extension, and you can extend it again and again and again and again.
Like Meccano for magazines.
So these are still very much in testing. These are very rough prototypes. But yeah, it's something that is in the works, has been for a while. Time to release, no idea. This is still in testing. But it's something we're looking at, actively working on, and hopefully someday it will hit the shelves.
As soon as it's released, you will know. We will have it on the stream. We like giving you all the updates.
We've got a huge update for today. But there you go, Carl. I'll leave that there for you to drool over while we finish the stream, shall I?
So we've got Blackstone. Blackstone 45. Hello from the reloading bench. Make sure you pay attention. You don't want to be getting anything wrong while you're doing that. But thank you very much for joining. My chat has shot off to oblivion. Thank you very much, YouTube. Paul Blart. Hey, Callum and Conners. To put the argument to rest from an RFD. Oh, that was the long barrel pistol. Don't mind me. I'm just catching up. Mochaccino. Oh no, I missed the beginning of the stream. Don't worry, we didn't miss you. It's fine.
I saw a product in a supermarket the other day that reminded me of Arius.
Yeah.
It was called Microban. Because you keep banning him for 5 minutes.
I don't. I've never actually banned him.
Oh, should we do it now?
Ban hammer. We forgot the ban hammer.
We have a ban hammer.
God. But what we do have though is my lovely Marmaduke knife, and as I said, it was going to be used for biltong, and very kindly Paul from the World Gun Owners Association has sent some of his venison biltong, and
very good.
It is very good. We did have a little taste before starting the stream, just to make sure it wasn't poisonous, health and safety and all that. So we will be, throughout the stream, munching on this because it is very good. But
thank you for those bits, I much appreciate them.
Okay, well, I'll cut some more. But I'm absolutely loving this knife. Alex Florence bought down some biltong as well earlier in the week. And biltong can be quite tough. Actually, this is it's quite tender, really. It's very, very nice, but biltong can be quite tough and hard to get through, and this thing is like a knife through biltong. David Kiddle, no shooting shirts. No, we've gone very plain. Oh no, you're wearing a shooting shirt. Why don't you stand up and give him a 12?
Benelli, thank you Bill Moore for this lovely shirt. I mean, I do like Benelli shirts, and maybe some more news to come from Benelli at some point in the future, but I don't want to promise anything. Yeah, shooting shirt, it's a gun shirt, right? I mean, I don't shoot auto, but...
I mean, technically, this is, where is it? It's Jack Wills, so it's a pheasant.
There's a pheasant in a top hat with a cane. I like that. Is there a monocle? We don't know. The resolution isn't high enough.
There needs to be a monocle if there isn't. But anyway...
I can draw one on for you.
So we are technically wearing shooting-related shirts.
Arius doesn't need to sign the ban hammer, because it's already coated in his blood.
Victory! This is Sparta. David Kiddle giving his thoughts on the LBP and the LBR, should have never been classified as such. Just some twat wanted to say they still had a handgun, which they are clearly not. We do tend to make slight fools of ourselves in the international community, and this is something that has annoyed me in the past. People have criticised me for publicising LBPs because you're saying you're sort of perpetuating us looking a little bit silly with the guns that we have or don't have. And yes, they look a bit silly, and yes, American viewers and subscribers are usually gobsmacked when they see a long barrel pistol. But for me, it's still better than nothing. There's so many people that go, no, I'm not going to have anything. That's it. My pistol days are done. It's like, well...
There's a lot of pistol shooting to be had.
Yeah.
I went up and shot the level 2 pistol match up at Worcester Norton.
Yep.
RØDE as well. That was a long day. Excellent match. And I think I've probably shot more full bore handgun than I have a long barrel pistol. And that's not to say I've shot much of either really, but it's the same thing. It's the same type of competition. It's the same challenges. Like, yes, there's not the recoil, and yes, the stick and the long barrel does make it actually dangerous doing things like shooting prone.
Yes.
However, for the most part, you can still get some of that pistol experience, but it's not the same thing as the full-blown gun.
I wouldn't say it's by any means 100% of, say, full-bore handgun, but I would say...
But it's not shotgun or rifle.
No, but I would say it's over 50%. So you're somewhere of experiencing 50 to 100% of what full-bore handguns. That is still significantly better than nothing.
Yeah.
And of course, it's a great way to train for international competitions. Again, you don't have the recoil, but things like the Walther PPQ, it's exactly the same.
One for one. It fits in the PPQ holster.
So it's very easy to transition from training with that here in the UK and then going abroad. Again, with the likes of the Caliber Innovations CIP22, the Glock, not a Glock. Again, you can go anywhere in the world and get a Glock. So if you can train with that in the UK, it teaches your muscle memory, getting your draw, your sight picture, even, yes, not the recoil, but you can get your trigger discipline and trigger control. And, then when you go out, you're not completely unfamiliar with the platform, and you should still be able to do pretty well.
Yeah. Where are we at?
We've got Chris Lewis talking about the Hauer M1100 launch.
Yeah, because they were talking last week about getting Highland Outdoors to send us some stuff. We actually took that was the day we took the big delivery from Highland Outdoors.
Yeah, you ended up coming with the stack of magazines for Emma Ducker.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for sort of putting forward Gunroom TV.
Yeah.
They
haven't been in contact with us yet.
No. Again, give them a nudge. There's also it's a nice segue actually. Again, if there's things that you want us to review, it's actually a lot better. Rather than, well, of course, always tell us because we might have it laying in the gun shop. But go and tell the suppliers, go and tell the manufacturers, and say, like, look, please send this to these guys because we want to see their review.
On that note, if anyone knows anyone who works at Hollow Sun.
And that's what I was going to segue into.
Okay, all right, sorry. I could completely ruin that for you.
No, well,
the car crash begins.
Yes. pour some petrol.
Not methanol though, because that's an invisible fire.
Yeah, you don't want methanol. No, we'll be burning, you won't see it. So we
They
talked.
might enjoy that.
They might. Yeah, but then we'll be like.
Alex, how much methanol do you have?
Not enough.
Not enough. That's a bit ominous. So we were talking last week about the Trijicon MRO HD, which the review went out last night of. So if you're interested in that, go and check that out after the stream. But we had a customer in today who had a Holosun, and I have to be honest, and we actually had this conversation earlier today. I've always thought Holosun was like just a cheap Chinese brand, but they're based in California. They're a US brand, and loads of people seem to be raving about them. I seem to see their name pop up more and more. And we had a go. It was what?
512C, I think it was called.
And he had the magnifier as well.
He had the magnifier, so I wasn't. It was an aim-point magnifier. Personally, I wasn't keen on that particular magnifier. I mean, sorry, Gus, I know you loved it. It wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Probably because maybe the diopter setting was different for me than it was for you. But the one thing we loved about the MRO was how much sight picture you had. There's quite a lot of space around the dot, and at the same time there's very little scope body, and those were our compliments on the MRO. And we were like, it's the only reflex sight in a tube, yada yada. No, this Holosun 512, it's a reflex sight in a tube with even less reflections, even clearer glass, and an even thinner scope body. It ticks all the boxes and more, and I'm very interested in getting one for sort of like long-term review.
Keep talking.
You're still chewing. Okay, all right. I'm just going to go back to Carl Volt.
Sorry. On the Holosun, I finished chewing now. Just about. So yeah, we were actually very impressed, and we were able to compare them side by side. There was a standard MRO on a customer's gun that we were able to go side by side from. I thought, okay, well, as I'm exploring, I haven't yet fully committed to what we're going to put on there, but why don't we get in contact with Holosun? So I did send them an email to the Holosun EU. So if you want to see us do a side-by-side comparison with a Trijicon MRO,
it is going to be, that is the only other thing that ticks all the boxes in terms of what the MRO does.
Yeah, I mean, perhaps maybe a better comparison in some ways would be the UH1 from Vortex. Or an EOTech.
We've got to compare stuff that's in the same price bracket.
You do.
And the UH1 is not in the same price bracket.
Yes and no, because there's some argument of, do you always need to go and spend hundreds of pounds when there might be something like, look at Vortex. You know, how many people go and spend £3,000 on a Swarovski or a Smith & Bender scope when actually for the application that they're using it for a £600 Vortex would do more than enough. So I don't think price is always a factor, but
thing is, if laws were based on what we need and not what we want, we wouldn't have any guns.
But yeah, so if you're interested in seeing us review the Holosun, then drop them an email. Say you guys really want to see it, and hopefully they'll send us a long-term loan.
Well, because this actually becomes a very interesting comparison then, because we have two dots with the same feature set at roughly the same price. Both of which are very, very suited to practical. And as a primary optic we're talking about here, let's get that straight. This is not your backup optic. This is not putting a pistol red dot on a 45-degree mount. This is a red dot as a primary optic that we want to explore. So,
well, that's the thing. I did feel in some ways a little bit silly at points in the video because I don't discuss the 45-degree red dot. I hope that people may sort of realise that the reason I'm not discussing it is because it's such an obvious option. We had Matt Liddy and Ben Ducker down and John Jennings who all have 45-degree red dots.
John doesn't.
Doesn't he?
No, he's running the OKO.
That's right. Yeah, that's correct. But we were comparing Ben's.
If you want an OKO red dot, they're very, very good. They're available from Cotswold Classic Arms.
And
Otto is on the stream. I do believe.
Yeah.
Otto, thank you very much for the bits and pieces. I think our customer will be very happy.
So yeah, we've tried the 45-degree red dot. We want to always try and find something that gives us a competitive edge. If we want to just do what everyone else does, we can always refer back to that at a later date. We want to try something a bit new, something a bit different. Although, again, Josh X has tried the red dot with the magnifier, but it was an EOTech.
What Josh? Yeah, no, he was running the loophole.
Oh, I think it was an EOTech.
Was it?
With a magnifier.
We'll clarify that with him, but I know he's running the loophole setup where you have the thing where you just adjust your head and you've got the magnified bit underneath the red dot. Very unique sight picture. He's moved away from that to a Carley's, they call it an IPSC reticle scope. It's a dot in a scope.
But it's certainly not a mini rifle scope, is it? It's meant for 223 full bore.
I don't really know. I think the only person who can really explain it best is going to be Josh, because he knows why he's chosen it and how it works for him. He said to me that he likes the fact that it's a very clean reticle. Having shot with the red dot for so long, it's very much a plain red dot with 2 other black dots on it. So there is that.
We should get Josh on a stream at some point, because he does have an absolute wealth. Or being the UK mini rifle champion, he's going to know a thing or two about shooting mini rifle. So it would be good to get him down, and Otto as well. We have actually discussed with both Otto and Josh.
Have you emailed Josh for his bio?
I didn't know that was official yet.
Oh yeah,
Never mind.
That's not official yet.
No, none of those sounds. So we will get.
I've got more beard than you, so it's worse for me.
So we will get Josh and Otto down at some point, because Otto has many amazing builds that he seems to just tuck away. We talk to, he come down, we have a chat, and we go, oh yeah, I've got something like that. And the next time he goes, have a look at this. So we'll get him down with a few of his build.
The battle arms with like the rust and cosmoline finish on it.
It's the Paratrooper.
I saw it in the flesh when I was at Worcester Norton. He had it with him, and it looks absolutely insane.
Well, that's the one that first got me onto battle arms, that made me aware of it.
Yeah.
And it was Otto that sent it to me, and it looks absolutely stunning. I think
it's better in real life.
Landed in the UK though, I think they're about 3,500, 4,000. So that's really, really, really at the top end. So yeah, we'll get Josh and Otto down. We can go through a load of Otto's builds and what he does.
Otto, you're going to be on stream, and everyone else, you're going to love it.
Yes, and Josh, obviously,
that might have to be a Facebook stream, because we can't have Otto on the stream without guns.
That's a very good point.
So bear that in mind. I think we'll probably have to do that stream on Facebook.
We have been discussing maybe going for a dual stream.
Yeah.
That's potential, but we'll work it out. Obviously, there's no point having an AR-15 builder down and not showing you AR-15s. So.
Yeah, and if we did the dual stream, we still couldn't handle guns. Bear that in mind, because you're still streaming to YouTube. Or
maybe we'll do a 2-stream week, and I'll go back in the container for the YouTube one, and then we move it to another day.
Carl Roll.
Yep.
Yeah. PMags, base plate extensions. So with regards to the magazines and the magazine springs, I can't tell you right now. This is still in testing. The reason why we're doing this stacking magazine thing is the idea is you put a 30 round spring in a 20 round mag with 2 or 3 extenders, and then therefore when you want to go prone, you can then shorten the mag for going prone, lengthen the mag for a longer stage and all that kind of stuff, just to give you more versatility. The idea isn't then to make a 30 round mag a 60 round mag. You would need a new spring for that. Whether or not we do that, again, still very much in development.
I like the idea of a 60 round mag. Well, these are 50?
That's a 50, yeah.
Do they do a 60 round drum mag?
No, it's called a D60, but it's a 50
That's
round.
why
it's
I always...
a 50 round drum mag.
Why didn't they call it a D50?
Maybe this is version 2?
D52? I don't know, it just doesn't seem logical. Cool, where does 60 come in? There's probably some, maybe it's the diameter, I don't know. It's always confused me with that.
Maybe.
So we've got a question from FQSI.
Well, whereabouts are you? Because I've lost you completely.
I'm well up in the top, because we're trying desperately to get through your questions. But thank you. If you're still on the stream, you've been very patient. So what is a...
Oh, you're here. You're not far off.
What is a good reason to have a black powder revolver?
Historic shooting.
There's a number of reasons. You could be into your antiques. So we had an interest, or I had an interest in...
Cowboy action.
Cowboy
action. I wonder if they have a division for black powder.
There's definitely going to be a division somewhere for it.
Yeah.
But you can go and do gallery shooting, like competition gallery shooting with black powder. You can do it for collecting purposes. You can have an RFD, not an RFD, an FAC for collection only. Mm-hmm. I've heard stories of somebody who has 100+ Lee Enfields. And yes, he does go and shoot them, as he is entitled to do under the FAC. But the main reason he has it is because of collection. So that could be a reason. But I was talking to somebody very knowledgeable on the general subject of firearms laws and all things guns here in the UK, and he said there's still currently a discussion going on at the moment trying to define what an antique gun actually is. And the way it is in law is that if you have an antique gun, you don't need a license because it's deemed to be an antique. It's deemed
careful.
Well, it's not for use. So if you have it as an ornament, if you have it as a curiosity,
that's where obsolete caliber comes in.
It's not just obsolete caliber. The language that is used is that, and again, guys, we're not lawyers, we're not experts on this. This is purely, I would say, our interpretation of what things are. But as far as I understood it, if it is classified as an antique and you don't shoot it and you don't intend to shoot it, and it is purely for collecting purposes, as a curiosity, as a wall mount, then you don't require a certificate.
That is the way it is written. But do you know what the definition of an antique is? And this is what causes them the problems.
There isn't one.
Isn't it before 1904?
No. Definition of an antique, taken in the antiques world, is something that is over 100 years old.
That gives some still pretty good options.
1911.
Yeah.
so this is what causes the problems. That can never come in, because otherwise people will be sitting there with 1911s that were made prior to 1920 on this year.
You're saying that like it's a bad thing.
But it would be. I mean, it would be though, wouldn't it?
Yes, absolutely. And of course, we say it pretty much every stream. We're not against our licensing system. We're quite big supporters of our licensing system.
The reason why we would want pistols is for competition. If you're not allowed to shoot it, then
well, actually, if they brought in the law tomorrow and categorically said you could have a pre-1920, Colt 1911. We would all have Colt 1911s by the next day, if legal. Imagine
what happens when we get to 2048. AK-47, please.
Really good fun.
And in fact, 47 is not the designation of year. I know that, but they were made in 1945, I think.
Well, even the weapons of World War. Well, when was World War II? It would cover all of
the Tommy gun. Let's have a Tommy gun.
Moses.
You already allowed those, Callum.
No. I mean without license.
Right.
If they are classified as an antique,
So there's a lot of work to be done on that yet.
Absolutely. But yeah, loads of reasons for a black powder revolver. I remember it was actually one of the first live fire guns that I shot at my my university club, in Imperial College Rifle and Pistol Club. And they are just like hand fireworks. They are great fun. Alex Florence actually has one. I think I saw him on the stream, so thanks Alex for joining. He does have a black powder revolver. We are planning to do a video on it very soon, because you guys, the two things you constantly ask and I don't deliver are reloading, mainly because I know absolutely nothing about reloading, and black powder, mainly because I know absolutely nothing about black powder. So
I can help.
So hopefully Conners, between Conners and Alex, they might be able to squeeze me into the
Carl is saying that the D60 is a 60 round drum mag.
Oh,
and that there is a D50, which is a 50 round drum mag. So I was mistaken in that.
Okay, so that is a D60, so it is
60 rounds.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Good on you, Magpool.
Where are we? I mean, you are still like way at the top of these comments.
You're talking too fast, guys.
I think you just talk too much.
No, that's about right.
Extendable extenders for the extending individual. Well, I extend my compliments to the inventor of such a thing.
You were extending something earlier.
Was it a titanium strut?
Oh yeah. This is a really random sort of side note.
No, we're not talking about the alien.
No, I'm not gonna. No, that's definitely not safe for work. At the moment, if you happen to visit Blue Fieldsports, I have quite an interesting piece on my desk, and it is a aileron strut from a Tornado, an RAF. It was in commission. It's a serviced part, but it was serialized.
Yep.
It was decommissioned, and basically we're helping somebody. They're making tables out of them. They're using them as table legs, but it's a piece about that big.
It's titanium.
And made from titanium, and we've been having guesses of how much it costs.
I reckon that the CNC shop who made it would have charged maybe £8,000 for that lump.
And I said instantly £10,000 plus. I wouldn't be shocked if this strut cost 20,000-30,000.
Well, I know the block of titanium in today's money would probably be about £800 to £2,000 depending on the grade.
And titanium is not an easy material to work with.
No, as you can see in it, because I mean it's a fairly old piece, obviously, and you can see the chatter. You can see where the tools struggle to cut the titanium.
And the thing is, it's being made for a Tornado, for the RAF. It's aerospace. It would have been made to such high tolerance. And it shows, usually on a part like that for, if it was made out of aluminium for aerospace, that it would be perfect in every single way. So it just shows the difficulties that these places have in making these sorts of parts, which obviously sends the price skyward. We in my previous job, we were looking at another CNC place, and they specialised in oil, gas, and aerospace, which was like oil, gas, aerospace, but on the oil and gas, it was deep sea. So they are like the three areas that if you get involved in CNCing, it's mega money, not just because of the precision, but the documentation, the paper trail you have to have for one part. And they were showing us this documentation and showing that they could actually track this part back to the refinery that the raw block came from. It was absolutely incredible. So that's why planes are expensive, or space flight is expensive for that matter. Paul Blart, another question. An additional question would be, as someone maintains a firearm guide and realising most of my knowledge on firearm law goes up to 2016, what would be the best ways to keep up with law changes?
Well, I think this is probably one of the biggest problems we have, is that firearms law changes are not communicated out as effectively as they should be, especially when they affect people directly.
Well, yes.
So I don't really know what there is. Facebook is probably a good place, because Gunroom TV does happen to get all those stories out first, or if not first, but very, very quickly.
If it doesn't get it out first, it's usually beaten by English Shooting. So
yeah, thanks for that.
So between English Shooting and Gunroom TV, you can usually get a good amount of news. But as you say, it is a point that you're saying it here, now, that you feel worried that you're 4 years out of date on your firearms law, and actually you could be doing something right now that could easily be illegal, and you wouldn't have any idea at all. And there could be many people in that situation. So, unfortunately, it just comes back down to better communication, say from the Home Office, or even down to firearm licensing department.
I think it is a responsibility of firearms licensing departments to communicate this to you. They are responsible for your ticket.
I mean, you can look at it in both ways. I mean, it's like the highway code. Having your driving license and taking your car out on the road, you are obligated to make sure that you are up to date with the highway code. But they issue a yearly highway code that you can go into Waterstones and buy to make sure you're up to date. There isn't the same resource for firearms law.
But that's it. It's all there in one place. You can get it all.
Yeah.
I mean, our information is fractured. It's all over the place. It comes from different places.
Mm-hmm.
And there is one particularly good guide. It's a book written by Nick Doherty and Laura Saundersbury, the Firearms Law Guide.
Yeah.
And that, I think they're on their 8th edition at the moment. It's not updated yearly, but it does have very current stuff in it, and it's a very, very good book to have a copy
probably the most regularly updated guide that you could buy. And then not forgetting that, say I'm comparing cars here, but with the highway code is the highway code. It says what it says, and it means what it says. You have to also be able to differentiate between the firearms guidance and firearms law. And again, that causes no end of confusion. And also when, say, the Home Office puts out bits of information, they may give a highlight to a new bit of legislation or a new bit of law.
And also when they highlight, they paraphrase.
Yeah.
And that can cause confusion as well, because the paraphrasing can be interpreted differently to how the law was intended.
Exactly, and this is why it can create very sticky situations where you can have people thinking one thing and some people thinking another, and it is purely down to interpretation. So the best thing that I always say to people is that if you're unsure at all, the best people to ask are always your firearms licensing department. They are the guys tasked with keeping you on the straight and narrow, making sure that you're staying within the guidelines. So what they say goes, basically. So, you know, if you have it in writing from them, they say one thing and you keep to that, and you end up getting in trouble. As long as you've got the email or bit of paper to say, well, this is what I was told to do, I thought I was keeping in the law, then you're probably okay. But yeah, in terms of getting regular updates, you've just got to follow, you know, say Gunroom TV on Facebook, or English Shooting on Facebook, and there's other news outlets as well. So just keep your ear to the ground, and hopefully amongst us all we can keep you updated.
Yeah. I know that Mancuman 10 is asking how the new muzzle brake is different from the rifle one. I do of course have it here to show you guys. So the PPQ muzzle brake is very different from the rifle one. Is the other bit in here? Yes, it is. Out you come.
Why don't you put the...
I'll put that down. I'll just disconnect me from the chat and mean I'll have to
reboot
everyone again.
Well, at least it's not streaming from your Mac, so you're okay.
Yeah.
So if you were following Magload on Facebook, you would
have... a couple of hours ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, only a few hours ago, because I was actually only took the photos this morning. But the PPQ and Colt 1911 muzzle brake has been released and is available.
So functionally, in terms of the way it pushes the gas, identical to the rifle one. The way this is different is it doesn't have a locking ring the same way the rifle one does. It has a special recess in here to take an O-ring, and what that will do is that will allow you to time it up against the shroud to give the correct preload on the gun.
And it's important to note that it works both with the Magload carbon fibre shroud.
Well, I just want to say on that note, before you say that, this is designed to work with the Magload carbon fibre shroud. It can fit on the stock shroud, however there may be some troubles with the O-ring. You may want to try running it without the O-ring. There will be some messing about required with the original shroud. It's not designed with the intention of being used on the original shroud. It will work. You will be able to get it to work one way or another, whether it's by washers or however you need to do it. However, it's designed to work with the Magload carbon shroud to give you the correct preload on the shroud to keep the barrel and
it is actually sold as a kit as well. So if you've been tempted to go for the shroud, you can save, I think it's about £10.
Yeah, £10. So the shroud is $99.99. Muzzle brakes $29.99. Buy them both together, save yourself a tenner. And you get a rather nice looking.
Yeah, unfortunately, again, because of YouTube rules, we can't be handling guns.
I can't show you the bits though. Well, this isn't even a bit. It's carbon tube.
It's a carbon tube, yeah.
Something to bear in mind is that whilst this is extremely effective, and in the words of one of the testers of this when they were in development, it makes CCI Mini Mag feel like CCI Standard, is what he said.
That's what you want.
If you're shooting Standard Division IPSC, you cannot run a muzzle brake, so it'll put you into open division. So just bear that in mind. Like, I don't want to put you guys off buying, but I don't want you to buy it and then get bumped to open the second you step into a competition.
Yes.
However, this comes on and off, and you can just replace it with the aluminium nut, chop and change it as much as you like. Certainly, Alex's gun has been chopped and changed many, many, many times, back and forth.
It's in a very poorly state now.
Yeah, that was due to someone incorrectly replacing the recoil spring when they reassembled their gun. Okay, here come the excuses, everyone. Here come the excuses. Are you ready for this?
I'm just going to hide any
built on my own guns. That was all you Conners.
Bull beep.
No.
You can swear. I don't give a fuck.
Bullshit.
That gun
Bullshit.
is probably the only non-functioning PPQ I've ever seen, because it has been abused so badly.
And also,
every customer that's bought one's seen it taken apart. We've tested with it, we've demoed with it. It's been dry and fired 10,000 times.
It's had a very hard life. And
I would never have put that recoil spring back in incorrectly, because I've known from day one that recoil spring needs to go in the hole.
Of course it was me.
I know it was you.
Definitely, I did it, and I don't care.
Anyway.
Yeah, I know you don't care. It's not your match, it costs.
Yeah, this is also true.
I was told during the Western Norton match, I think it was Vanessa, who says it's been, I forget how many years, but a great number of years since she saw someone forward assisting a pistol.
Oh dear.
Because it was bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, that needs to go on the healing bench. Definitely
I'm going to make a new recoil spring for it. And the thing is, as is always the case with Magload, what will probably result from this is some upgraded springs for the PPQ, because that's kind of how we roll. Because I'll end up making one for myself, and then loads of other people ask for it, and then I suppose I'll put it on the website for you guys to buy.
Please do. I like paying rent.
All they want are springs and breech flags, Callum. And on that note,
I had to explain this to Paul.
Yeah.
Let's say, because this is quite cool, we'll save this for a bit later.
okay, all right.
Somebody's got David Kiddle talking about airsoft and Milsim. This should be interesting.
David at the weekend agreed to some. I forgot what we were talking about, but we said something about we should use airsoft guns for something or something. And Dave goes, yeah, that's a really good idea. I don't remember precisely what we were talking about, but I remember you saying it.
No, I don't believe he must have been ill.
He didn't say that you're allowed to shoot in jeans.
You're definitely allowed to shoot in jeans. I challenge anyone. Anyway, apart from Ben Ducker. I could shoot pretty well in jeans.
No, you can't. You can shoot as well as you can shoot in jeans, which isn't very well at all.
Oh, I'm offended deeply.
Only because it's true. How much is it to mod up a Smith & Wesson 1522 with a Magload Magwell, and what are your top 5 mods for it? Well, I mean, the simple answer is the Magwell is $34.99.
There is the Pro kit.
There is the Pro kit. You can fit the Magwell yourself. It's very, very easy.
Is that 150, 170?
The Pro kit gets you everything you could possibly want on the 1522.
And 2 extensions as well.
But top 5 mods, aside from magloading your gun completely, because that is all the controls and bits and pieces that you need really to upgrade. Grip, get rid of that stock grip. Stock, get rid of the stock.
Unless you've got the Performance Center.
Unless you've got the Performance Center, or there's a Magpul edition as well, isn't there? Which is
the MOE version.
That's pretty good. But I mean, on a basic Smith, so grip, stock.
Yeah.
Trigger is debatable. Trigger is very debatable. I think that most people will get along just fine with a stock trigger, but for anyone who wants a nicer to shoot gun, a trigger is going to make a difference.
Yes.
Even yours, which has a very well worn in stock trigger, could benefit from a new trigger.
Absolutely, although I still can't find an aftermarket one that will run reliably.
But I'm working on it.
Although Black Rifle do have a 1522 specific upgrade trigger. And
BR22, I think they call it.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get in contact with Pete to see if he'll very kindly send us one down for review, because I'm very interested in seeing how that runs and how that feels.
Yeah.
But if you are interested in Smith & Wesson 1522 goodies, I'm going to put a link in the chat for you guys. Go and have a look at that. So
is that Magload?
That's the Magload, of course. Shameless plug.
I've realised I'm not wearing a hat tonight.
Dun dun dun. The Smith & Wesson 1522 competition package. So for 150 quid, you get a 20% saving, and it's everything you're going to need for the gun. Although very, very soon there will be the carbon fibre handguards.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those. Did anyone else forget about those? You lot forgot about it too,
yeah, it's been so long.
Yeah,
I haven't forgotten.
There are a number of people that most definitely haven't forgotten, because I constantly get messages.
And I wonder, Callum, whose responsibility is it for the next stage of development?
As of 3 days ago, me.
Yeah, so you can blame him. Definitely him.
3 days versus 3 months?
All you got to do is cut some holes.
All you had to do is stick them together.
So basically how this story's gone is...
There's many ways you could describe how this story's gone.
Including a titanium alien thing with a head and teeth. No. So we test our stuff beyond the limits of what you would reasonably expect of it. And when we were testing the production sample for the handguard, I wasn't happy with the fit between the nut and the handguard, and I wasn't happy with the amount of flex we got even after it was fully cured. So I'm working on tightening that up, which is this is a bit of a slow process, dialing it in. It's at that point where we are talking beyond the tolerance of the coating that goes on the outside of the nut, you know. But it needs to be tight. It needs to be round. Round is not round. I'm not going to go into that.
What?
Round is not round.
Oh no, not this. Yeah, it's loads of.
No, well, yeah, there's that problem, but that's not the problem. The problem is, if the X and the Y are slightly out, then you get an oval.
Yeah.
And then you only get 2 contact points.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the idea is to treat the carbon like a Chinese finger trap and get it to go in and pull back and suck itself around the anyway.
That sounds like a really interesting night. Oh no, that's nightmare territory right there.
What, and the alien with teeth wasn't?
Not as much as that. Just a quick reminder, guys. Please do take the time to hit the thumbs up button.
Yep.
Because that does really help the YouTube analytics. I say it every week.
Does it boost Pepsi's sales as well?
Absolutely. We are definitely not sponsored by Pepsi Max, but we give them a plug anyway because we like it. And if you like the stream, then give it a thumbs up. And if you're sat there watching this and you want to get involved, there's a chat box right there. Anything you want to ask, anything you want to say, get involved with the chat and keep the conversation going.
You know, if Pepsi Max did sponsor us, it'd save us a lot of money. We buy we buy this stuff by the caseload, literally by the caseload.
That's actually one of my jobs at Magload.
Yep.
Is professional Pepsi boy, and I go to Macro.
Speaking of which, we're on our last case.
Yes, and we're also on our last case of Monster, which is completely unacceptable. So I will be doing a macro run soon. So the 3 things, the trolley is always the same, and I'm surprised the guys and girls of the till haven't said anything yet. But I always have boxes of small bags of Haribo, boxes of big bags of Haribo.
Because if you place an order with Magload, you get a bag of Haribo. And we have our own secret rule set as to how your order needs to be constructed in order to get a big bag of Haribo.
It's something like that one.
No, there is a secret set of rules that no one else knows.
Yeah.
That will enable you to get a big bag of Haribo.
Yeah.
So the only way to find out is to go and place lots and lots of orders and figure out our algorithm.
This isn't a ploy just to get you to spend all your money at all. I get Haribo, Monster, Pepsi, and if I'm feeling a bit adventurous, I'll go for some Tango and lemonade, or maybe some
Pepsi Max Cherry, because I am a sucker for that stuff.
And occasionally I'll go really boring. I'll get some water as well. But it's just sweets and fizzy drinks. Which is actually my childhood dream of going to Macro. I have actually fulfilled all the times I went in there as a child going, if I had my own credit card right now, it would just be Pepsi Max and Haribo. And that's literally what I now do for a living.
Yeah, but with my money.
And he always forgets
Even
beer.
better.
And you always forget
He
that.
always forgets the beer.
Yeah. Well, I don't send him out for beer, do I?
No. We definitely wouldn't get anything done. My lovely girlfriend stopped by, or maybe even is still here. So hello, Holly. Thank you for joining. What am I eating?
Biltong. You've eaten a
Biltong,
lot of that biltong.
It's there, and I like the knife as well. It's a pleasurable experience. You give it a good slice, and then you get to have a nice bite.
Yes, you do. Thank
you. I'll go for another one.
Thank you.
And actually, talking of food, if you're interested in learning what to do with all of your game this season, then you should go and check out Gunroom TV. There's a nice little teaser of a new series that's coming out, James Golding on Game. So James Golding is the chef director for the Pig Hotels, and he's very kindly partnered with Gunroom TV and has come up with some unique and new recipes for your game.
He didn't get a bag of Haribo.
What?
Someone didn't get a bag of Haribo. This is a travesty.
Where did you order it from magload.co.uk?
Yeah.
A full investigation will be launched.
Yeah,
We will find the cause.
Email us with your order number, and we will send you a bag of Haribo.
A big bag as well.
No, don't tell them the algorithm.
But anyway,
no, seriously, every order gets it, and I suspect you might not have ordered it from us if you didn't get Haribo.
yeah, there is
We could make a mistake. Not available.
No.
Especially when someone orders 2 Breech bags.
I have, don't ever order more than one breech flag. Please.
No, do order more than one breech flag.
Because it sends me into a confusion spiral.
We have a siren that goes off now.
There was a 2 or 3 week period where every order for breech flag, I either put too many in, the wrong type in, I literally can't count. And Connors can't use a ruler, so we sort of cancel each other out. I have to supervise him using a ruler, and he has to supervise me counting breech flags. But I've got it under control now. We have a new system in.
It's about 3 orders.
Yeah,
but it was just one after the other, and it was very embarrassing all round.
Yeah, but anyway, we do have a number of different dealers that you can buy the stuff from as well. So might not be us, but yeah, we will of course endeavour to get you your Haribo. But anyway,
Cat's asking if there's any more biltong.
No.
No.
No, don't do it. No, there's definitely not more biltong.
Because if you show me that, I'll have to take some back for her.
No, there's not any biltong. Look, actually, that looks really small. It's probably like that big.
And it's all mine, Cat.
But yeah,
I have to say that James Golding on game video is probably one of your best videos. It's just going on screen now.
Thank you.
It's probably one of your best videos so far.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed watching that video, even though I've seen it a million times in edit already.
Well, it is just the preview. It's just giving you a taste of what the series is going to cover. But it's mainly partridge. No, he does venison, he does partridge, and he does pheasant for the first few episodes. But we are going to stray out maybe some from guinea fowl and other game birds as well. So we will see maybe even some pigeon. Oh no, that's it. I saw him on his Instagram. He'd done some chicken wings, and I really want him to do like partridge wings or like pheasant wings. Because it's game. It's Golding on game. Unless chickens decide to start flying.
Wait, chickens do fly. You realise that?
Yeah, but not like a pheasant.
Not like a pheasant.
No, they more fall with style.
The thing is, if chickens flew like pheasants, I think game shooting would be a lot more popular.
True.
A KFC drive-through would be very interesting.
I have been on a shoot. My mic is turned on. I have been on a shoot. I was actually a loader for someone on a shoot. Very prominent shoot in Hampshire, where turkeys were driven over us.
Oh wow!
And the gun turned to me and said, "Can I shoot the turkeys?" And as a loader, you should know the answer to these questions. And I said, "Of course you can." That's fine. He nailed a left and a right, and I got fined £300 because you weren't meant to shoot the turkeys. But they never said it in the brief, so.
Or was it a sad turkey?
No, it wasn't a sad turkey. It was a proper turkey.
We don't shoot sad turkeys here. Sad turkeys, for those of you who don't know, are what I call guinea fowl. Because if you've ever seen a guinea fowl that has been rained on, it looks like a very sad turkey.
They do. Actually, maybe I should just do a video because there's a load of birds down at the moment. I could take you out and show you some of the pheasants and the partridge and the guinea fowl as well that are out on the estate. That might be a little bit interesting. Of course, for those of you that don't know, the game season is now underway with the glorious 12th having passed, and as of it is the 1st of September for pheasant and partridge, Alex?
No, it's the 1st of September for partridge, it's the 1st of October for pheasant, and it was the 12th of August for grouse.
So the game season is underway, not fully because we don't have partridge and grouse yet that you can shoot. But
partridge and pheasant.
Partridge and pheasant, that's it. So they're all just complicated names. Small bird, smaller bird, big bird.
We don't shoot big bird. My kids would get very upset if we shot big bird.
Yeah, as we said, we are very tired, we're very delusional.
Listen to the dolphin.
What was it you said earlier? What noise did you make earlier before we started? You make that noise and not. Oh no, you said something. We were over there, you said something. Oh, I wet myself. Oh, panda.
Sexual harassment. Panda.
Of course, that was South Park.
Any South Park fans will know the reference.
Yes, yeah.
Where are we? Who's talking? What are we saying?
Is everyone still here?
apart from Cat wanting my biltong, I will see what there is left after we're done and bring you some back.
I was wondering if you've ever dealt with or used this from Mr. E30. Ever used Pelly UK for gun cases with pre-foam cutouts for your rifles? Was it Pelly UK that you had here with the scanner?
It was, yeah. You put me in a really awkward position now.
So
I can talk about my experiences.
Can we just say that we have a case that we communally use for travelling abroad, taking the guns and all that kind of stuff, and it's not a Pelly, it's actually a 511 case.
You don't anymore because I sold it. It's not on the table anymore, I sold it. Sorry, it was a very good customer who wanted it, and he wanted it there and then, so I sold it to him for a very cheap price.
Well, yeah, it was battered.
It was, well, it actually wasn't that bad.
No,
but
it was pretty strong.
So the thing with Pelly is, very, very quickly and very briefly, I ordered a custom cut case. They came in, they couldn't scan it. The scanner was broken. They sent it back. The foam didn't fit. I got a little bit cross with them and said, okay, no worries, I'll find another source. Then I found out that actually really Pelly is really what you want, and they really are the best cases. The 511s are very, very good. So I had some humble pie at Max Pelly and said, please can I have my account back? And they said, yes, of course you can. And now I supply Pelly cases, but not with cut foam.
So I've had a lot of experience with custom cut foam. This was not shooting related. This was in my previous job, where all of our equipment, where it was police and military, was supplied in Pelly cases. Now, we obviously had all the CAD files and drawings for all of the equipment that was going in it, and it was very easy for us to make the desired holes. They were actually we found them very, very helpful. They would tell us how much to undersize it so that you get that nice snug fit without having to absolutely wrench it out. There is always a bit of trial and error. On a production level, when we were ordering hundreds, if not thousands of Pelly cases a year, having one or two attempts to find the perfect fit isn't so bad. Obviously, when you just want to put one gun in a case, having to go back and forth is not necessarily ideal. So it can be a bit hit and miss, but they do have all of these high-tech scanners now to come in and scan your rifle when it works, and they will do a lot for you without any money transferring. So they will try and help you as much as possible and get you the fit that you're after without any obligation. But we found that actually ordering from Pelly directly with the custom cut foam in my previous job was the cheapest way that you could do it. And certainly once you had your desired design, the consistency was absolutely perfect. Yeah. So, in terms of a commercial aspect, my dealings have been very, very good with them. You can always go and get the pick and pluck. And actually, that might be a good way that
I think pick and pluck is a better way of going about, because the thing is with the laser cut foam,
yeah,
you are kind of stuck with your chosen setup.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really use it for another rifle.
Yeah.
If you do decide, like for competition purposes, it's terrible because you can't then change it for different configurations of kit for different matches.
Yeah,
is certainly what you do.
It's like we're always changing optics. What if you originally have it done for a scope, and then you go to a red dot, or you go from a red dot to a scope. So the pick and pluck does give you great flexibility,
and you can buy replacement pick and pluck sections.
Yeah. So although you can buy new foam anyway if you rip out your laser cut, but yeah, the pick and pluck is probably a good go between. And then maybe try that out for a year once you've maybe settled with your setup. You can even hand Pelly the pick and pluck and say, basically make this but not pick and pluck, because pick and pluck does, I'm going to say that really wrong in a minute. It
Just say it wrong now and then you've got it out of the way.
No.
Yeah.
So it does become a little bit tattered over time, and you'll lose squares here and there. So it's not the best solution, but probably all round, and then you don't have to worry about getting a case that doesn't actually fit your gun. So, but yeah, Pelly, they cannot be beaten. I know loads of people champion other makes, and I'm sure there are very good makes out there. Nothing I have ever come across is built to the same standard as Pelly. They are just absolutely insane.
And the price reflects that. I mean, you get what you pay for. We say it a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think you probably skipped forward just Paul Blart if we're looking for if you're into manufacturing.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to get in touch with us about manufacturing, we said it before on the stream, quite a lot of Magload's business is not Magload. We do OEM for a lot of other companies. So yeah, feel free to get in touch with us and we'll see what we can do. Info at magload.co.uk and all that good stuff.
There is some. I've just seen Neil from Rack and Load has joined us. Hi Neil, thanks for dropping by.
Neil is of course the superior YouTuber,
in some people's opinion. So I do want to give a quick shout out. I know Not all of you are on Facebook, and for those of you that aren't, I apologise, but the best way for us to do giveaways is on Facebook. It's just the easiest way to follow it through and sort of and do it. So I've been very kindly donated these, and for those of you that regularly watch the videos, you would have seen that I did a comparison between the slate black industry, which these are, these panels, and the rail scales. And being that the rail scales are like 5 times the price, it's no wonder which one came out on top. But Daniel Smerald, who sent these down for me to review, has said, well, actually, because of the review, he's not really interested in keeping the slate back industries. He's going to keep the rail scales. So these will be up for grabs. So it's not an inconsequential. Oh god, there goes all the M locks. So whoever wins this.
You might be missing a screw or two.
Yes, just like the presenters. No, how dare you? Oh, that's some serious hat hair right there. I feel violated. Anyway, where were we? I was trying to be nice.
I think having hat hair requires you to have hair in the first place.
My arse, your face. So anyway,
what does that even mean?
You think about it. You work it out. You're pretty switched on. Your face.
Does your ass have a beard?
Anyway, slate black industry. These are rail panels. You've also got the stop there, which I was actually pretty impressed with. But there will be a chance to win these. So any of you that are on Facebook, go and make sure you've liked the English Shooting Facebook page, because there will be an opportunity within the next few days to win these. Just that. Again, thank you for Daniel, because he said don't bother sending them back. Just give them away. So we've got to thank Daniel for that, our big daddy sponsor for this evening. You don't want to know what I'm going to have to do in return for him.
It's already been done. It involved an alien and some teeth.
Oh no! And an anal beard.
An anal beard.
An anal beard. My ass, your face.
I don't get it still.
I'll explain after the stream.
Is it like Velcro?
It could be. When it gets tangled. No, it's sucking me in. That's where the singularity is.
Yeah.
My ass is divided by 0.
Can we talk about some of Magload's most popular products?
Yes. We have a joke.
Breech flags.
Within Magload.
And springs.
Are by far the most popular products.
I make the best loaders in the world, yet all they buy are breech flags and springs.
Connor's slaves over these beautifully crafted components with all of these different features that no one else has.
All you buy are breech flags. And...
So for all of you breech flag fans out there.
So this is a 223/556 breech flag, specifically designed to not only fit in all other 223s and all that kind of thing, but specifically designed to clear the barrel extension locking lugs on an AR-15. So it goes straight in and it captures the recess for the cartridge on the bolt at the back, clears the firing pin, the extractor, and compresses the ejector pin properly, so you don't damage anything in there. So this is essentially an AR-15 breech flag, although of course it is compatible with all 5.56 223 chambers.
Well, actually, one of the main sort of provocateurs of that breech flag was the G36.
Yeah, it was so we had an inquiry from the Met Police for some breech flags for G36s, so we accelerated development of this because this was already on the cards after the success of the 223 breech flag, because that one doesn't clear the locking lugs on an AR-15 because it's just too far, recessed too far in, and of course because it is primarily for an AR-15, it is Picatinny mount NATO rail compatible, so you can
just like
clip that on.
the 2.2 rimfire or 2.2 breech flag.
Yep.
It has, well, it's the only breech flag in the world that has it.
Yeah, as far as I know, it's the only breech flag in the world that has a clip-on thing.
So you're never going to lose it again, which is absolutely fantastic because you're always hunting for a breech flag at the end of the stage or even the end of the day.
Because as I keep getting told, that's what your RO's for. And for all of you who just can't get enough of my breech flags and springs, we have the LBP breech flag. This was, again, something that has been in development for a while, but got rushed through rushed through to production. To be fair, it's ready for production for a while. It's something I'm guilty of a lot.
Tell me about
So this is designed so you can put it in a rimfire long barrel pistol, and you can drop the hammer on the flag, as the new IPSC new UK IPSC rules have just come through, which require you to drop the hammer on an empty chamber. Some people don't like to do that. Do it on a breech flag. You're absolutely fine. These are also, because they were originally designed to be Action Air BB pushers. So for Action Air IPSC, what you do to clear the gun is you push the BB out of the hop so it rolls out the end of the barrel, and then you can drop your hammer. So that's what they were initially designed for, so they still work for that purpose as well. And a nice big hole there for your lanyard, as I know a lot of the Action Air guys like to run a little thingy on there. You notice the hole on this is in a funny place. It's for strength.
Yep.
Because I see a lot of cheaper breech flags that break right where right where the hole is. We've tested this whole placement. Even if you have a keyring in there, even if you have a keyring in there,
Arius
can
is
still fit his knob in it.
Arius right now is making a gif. We have tested this hole.
We've tested this hole. It does fit. So yeah, so you can hang a lanyard off of that, and it won't interfere with the operation of a breech flag. Yes, they do fit. That is not coming out of the hole.
That's like the
that shows just how safe that breech flag is, because the breech flag has a breech flag.
That's a breech flag squared. You can't.
Give it back.
There we go. Anyway, don't stick your 2-2. There we go. Fix.
Strong stuff, guys. This is why you don't buy cheap breech flag. I say that these are the same price as every other bloody breech flag out there. Yet.
Yeah.
I still get told they're too expensive. I was like, find me a cheap breech flag.
Connor still needs to live. Mr. E, and a more important question. Mr. E30, I'm going to blow your mind here. Do you ever look on Amazon for 12 packs of Monster? I wait until 24, costs around 25 to 26 quid, delivered free. Well, this might be life-changing for you.
Yep.
Because if you get a macro card, you can buy Monster consistently for under £1 a can.
Yep.
There we go. Mind blown, I'm sure. You can thank me later. That's why we end up buying about 4 or 5 crates of it when I go. I now have a daily Monster routine. It's not good.
He comes in, he drinks Monster. Once that can of Monster is finished, he opens another can of Monster. Once that can of Monster is finished, he opens another Monster.
Connors has realised that before I finish the Monster, don't engage. Like, I need time to wake up. I need caffeine. And I don't drink coffee as well. That's part of the reason. I don't drink coffee. I don't smoke. I don't have any other stimulants.
Vape. You vape copious amounts of nicotine daily.
It's not real smoke. It tastes sweet. It must be good. So yeah, go and check out Macro. I highly recommend. Or Booker's. Booker's is like the home delivery, well, not home delivery, but like delivery version. Home delivery.
It's the same thing.
Okay.
No, Booker's don't deliver. I don't think.
Yeah, it's they're definitely delivery.
But Booker's do deliver, and Booker's own Macro.
All right. Okay. Yeah. As far as I knew, Booker's was just another
Macro card. Oh, I love Macro. Although it's not as good as it used to be, unfortunately. But Mochaccino, can't watch the game food video unless I want to be super hungry. Can you imagine what it's like stood there filming it?
Yeah, you got to eat some afterwards, though.
I was still hungry up until the point I had some. There was a little bit of torture, and if James does cook some wings, yeah, that would be the absolute best. Daniel Smerrill, thank you finally for joining us.
We missed you, buddy.
We've been wondering where you've gone. We almost sold your Vortex AMG.
Where is it,
Alex? Where's this AMG?
No,
you didn't sell it again, did you?
Yeah, I think I probably did.
Oh no,
it's over there.
But thanks for joining. I've been out and missed the stream. Anything interesting happen, or has Callum just made memes for the show?
Yeah.
There's some good ones.
Yeah.
Check out Aris's page later. There would definitely be some on there.
You do realise, Mr. 330, by making that donation, you've nullified any savings you would have made on the Monster, right?
If you want, you said you're in Northern Ireland. I was going to say, if you want to come to Magload or Blue Fieldsports, we will sell you at trade the Monster. We will hook you up, but the donation is very much appreciated nonetheless. Costco, I've never actually been to.
Whoa! Daniel's been out on a date.
Yeah? What's so surprising about that?
Have you just been standing on a bit of fruit? I don't know.
No, I want to hear more, Dan.
Go on, Daniel. Who's
Dad, I want to hear
the
more.
lucky lady and/or guy?
Your mum. Is she on the stream?
You got you.
She would have a sense of humour though.
She would, and she can be savage. Trust me. No chill. But yeah, thank you very much for that, Mr. E30. Your George, sorry guys, got a split. Catch you real soon. We have to watch the end tomorrow. Well,
Anyway,
thanks.
who books a date on a stream night?
Why didn't you watch it together? I mean, if you're going to be dating this girl, she's going to meet me at some point.
It's got to be first date materials watching the stream.
Oh yeah, if she can sit through a stream, you know she's wife material.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dan, did you wear your jazzy shirt? Well, it certainly wasn't his boog shirt, that's for sure. The now banned and infamous boog shirt.
We've got 15 minutes. Can we talk about Lantac?
No.
I want to talk about Lantac.
No, in a good way.
No.
Yeah! I'm talking about Lantac. Hey, we're talking about Lantac. Hello, guys. You guys have been asking.
Remember, I have the emergency button.
You guys have been asking for these for a really, really long time. With the lack of gun and cooperation from the company themselves, it's taken a while.
I can see Alex's fingers walking
Like,
closer and closer.
However, the Lantac LA SF15 compatible Magwell is here.
Which I highly rate.
It is because the SF15 is primarily offered in 2.2. This is our style of Magwell that you know and love. Ideal for stick magazines and the Black Dog drum mag should you choose to run it. And following on from last week where we showed you the battle arms with the D60 compatible geometry, and we said we've worked this geometry out for a number of other Magwells, the Lantac Raven Magwell. Now whilst I know the Raven is offered in 2.2, this is D60 compatible geometry, because I suspect many people will run a Raven as their full bore rifle. So there it is. The Raven Magwell is the new D60 geometry, and the SF15 is the standard, what we're going to call the 2.2 geometry. This still works very, very well for 2.2. As Josh Hicks has tested with the battle arms and the D60 geometry, he's noticed no difference between loading with that geometry and that geometry. However, it's a confidence thing. It looks like there's more, so you will perform better. That's kind of all it is.
So those will be up on the site very, very soon.
Yeah.
As soon as I've got round to taking some photos.
Yeah, I think that's literally all that's done, because the Magwells are here. They're on the shelves. They're finished being prepped today, actually.
Mm-hmm.
They're not packaged yet. Because I made a mistake when I scaled the manuals.
Oh,
They were big manuals.
Well, at least it wasn't like the Nexus ones that you printed like that.
Oh, yeah. The computer thought they were being printed on a label printer.
Yeah, well, they were actually printed on a label printer.
Oh, yeah. They were actually printed on a label.
So
Lantac Magwells are here. This will probably be the first and the last time we develop for Lantac products. So come and get it while they're here. We may. I'm undecided as to whether or not we'll do a second production one after this. So.
We'll see how popular they are. But I did see Alberto has asked this question a couple of times, so we'll get round to it. Thanks for your patience. A reliable 308 for 1,000 yards under £800.
Second hand. I'm
700.
Yeah.
Well,
700. 700. You won't get it for under 800 quid, but the Remy 700 is the closest you'll get. You'll be tempted with a Hauer, and they're not that bad.
T3.
T3 you won't get for 800 quid.
Okay. Second hand. I mean, I bought my Park Hale for around that price. My Park Hale is actually for sale if anyone wants it, but it's not really great for long distance because you don't shoot light bullets.
What about a quad lock target rifle?
What, RPS? You're not going to get that for under 800 quid. They're going to be about grand second hand.
If you hunt really hard, you might get a swing, but they're all based around open sight target rifle.
Really. But that probably is the most reliable to shoot out to 1,000 yards. An iron sighted single shot target rifle.
Yeah.
But if you want something with a magazine, you want something that looks a bit more
second hand. Second hand is the way to go. Don't be tempted to go for anything other than what you know to be good. Essentially, you will see a lot of things out there which are cheap 308s. They are cheap for a reason. Oh, pardon me.
Barrel length's the most important thing. 24 inches and over, and you're all good to go.
Yeah, you need enough space for the powder to burn. If you're looking second hand, take a round of 308 with you, even if it is a dummy. A really quick and dirty way to check if a barrel is worn out is try and put the bullet down the muzzle. If the bullet drops into the muzzle, then the barrel is completely clapped out. If it doesn't drop in, then at least you know the muzzle end is okay, because the most wear on a rifle, on rifling, occurs at the chamber and at the muzzle. So you can get an idea of how well worn in a gun is very quickly like that. There was a time when I was running around Bisley with a 303 dummy round, muzzle checking all the Lee Enfields they had out. I did get called out a couple of times while you're running around with a live bit of ammo until I showed them it was a dummy round.
Oh, dear.
That's how I selected my my Lee Enfield that I have.
But no,
It certainly wasn't for the looks.
If you want to see how not to do 1,000 yards with the Remington 700, there is a vlog of a number of years ago now, must have been 5 or 6 years ago, where I attempted to take the Remington 700 out past 800 yards to 1,000 and failed miserably. But the rifle was absolutely spot on up to 800 yards, and that was just a standard build. It was a Remington SPS.
SPS tactical 20-inch barrel.
Yes.
Yeah, I had exactly the same with mine.
I just want to say,
get it past 800 yards.
like 1,000 yards isn't really a stretch for a 308. Now my rifle is about as unsuited to 1,000 yards as a rifle could be, because it's got a 1 in 14 twist and a 28-inch barrel. I mean, the barrel's fine, but the 1 in 14 twist means it can only really run quite light bullets. I can't recall what the ammo is that it runs, but I can still consistently hit V-balls at 1,000 yards. It's more down to the shooter and less down to the gun. You know, the faster the twist rate on a 308, the heavier a bullet you can stabilise, and the less your technique and your reading the wind matters when it comes to shooting it. Did you guys finally talk about the PMAG base plates? Yes, we did.
Yep, but you missed it, Dan, so you're going to have to watch that up and catch up.
Yeah, you can watch from the beginning of the stream. It's all recorded on after the fact, isn't it?
Yeah, if you want to watch us in our glorious faces over and over again.
So glorious.
All the glory.
Much wow.
Much beard. Wow.
Much beard.
All
Much
beard.
Velcro.
Oh.
Alien teeth.
Oh, God. Glimmer. Hi, looking to apply for a full firearms license for rifle and semi-auto shotgun. Found a link to the forms, but it was dated 2017, 15-page and 42-day waiting in Cornwall. Cheers, love the show.
I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised at that. A lot of forces might be using a form that's 2 years old because there's not been much of a requirement to change it. It's all the same information still, I don't think.
Yeah, the form actually changed, I think, in 2017, so you want to be careful which form it is. But again, email Firearms Licensing, their email address will be there, ask them for the form and they'll send it to you.
Yeah, if the form that's up on their website is the one they're asking you to fill in, then that's the one you fill in.
Yep.
If they've got it wrong, that's down to them to come back and get the extra information from you, you know.
And I am doing my weekly Hampshire check.
We're still saying they're not accepting.
We are temporarily unable to process any new applications for the grant of shotgun, firearms or explosive certificates.
I think you should just fill it out and send it in anyway.
Like, I think you've forgotten to update the website. Please, can I have it back? Please. A lot of you guys do comment regularly asking for updates, and I much appreciate the the support and interest. But trust me, as soon as there's an update on my FAC, you will know about it. Like, I'm not just. It's not like I've got it back and I'm hiding it from you. I'll be shouting from the rooftops. You can count on that.
Because you'll be able to shoot so many more guns after you get your FAC.
I'll be able to buy my own guns.
Yeah, that is true.
I'll be able to...
You don't have any money!
No, I don't. If you want to buy a kidney...
Actually, no. There is a gun you can buy. Alex got some Daisy Red Riders in. You might be able to afford one of those.
They're great. They're only £45.
Yeah. I know it's about twice your life savings.
I successfully shot a tree at 40 yards with one today.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I missed the greenhouse. It was great.
But you were aiming for the greenhouse, right?
No, I was aiming for the tree. It was just close to the greenhouse.
Yeah. Stop being poor.
I got done by my own phone.
Oh, dear.
Stop being poor. Absolutely.
Alright, Conners.
No, there's nothing there. I don't know what you're talking about.
What?
Nothing.
What have I missed?
Nothing. We're moving swiftly onwards.
What? Connors, have you made any progress with the Delisle?
Colin say you should flog your Rolex. Then you might be able to afford a Daisy Red Rider.
This is the conflicting thing. Is I like cars, watches, and guns, and they're all very expensive. They're expensive to buy. They're expensive to feed. They're expensive to maintain. And I like them all. And once you've got one, you don't like having to sell them. It's like you can't win. So and actually, I bought the watch because I had to sell all my guns. So thanks, Hampshire. That's what really got me into watches.
Does that mean you're going to sell the watch to buy guns back when you get your FAC?
No, because I can't lose my watch license. It's actually the only hobby that I don't think can be taken away. They might even pull something like Proceeds of Crime Act or something, like... Anyway.
Yeah, you'd have to have committed a crime for that to happen.
Yes. But no.
It's a top tip, guys, if you didn't know, you can't be prosecuted if you haven't committed a crime. Really interesting point of law. Don't think anyone knows that.
And also, something that is a mystery to me is that you're innocent until you're proven guilty.
That's a new one.
That's definitely a new one.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
Never heard that before.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Nope.
Moving swiftly on.
It's getting late. We're getting weary.
We've been weary since about 1 o'clock today.
How could we forget the news of the week?
No, I think that's the time for the end of this.
No, it's definitely not. Because as it was my birthday stream a couple of weeks ago, technically this is your birthday stream.
Yeah, and you wouldn't put the guns out on the table, so fuck you.
But they're behind.
You can't see shit.
Well, if you get your big head out the way, you can...
Yeah, you can't see shit? Can you guys see shit?
If I put the emergency screen there, you could stand them up really quickly and then I can put it away.
No, I was trying to stand them up before they're going to end up breaking. Anyway...
Shall I just pick them up?
No.
We've got 4 minutes to the end.
You'll get my channel banned. It's the last thing I need. Anyway, Connors has 2 goodies behind him, both involving form rifle stocks. So you've got the... these are the only ones in existence.
Yep, they were custom made. Thank you very much, Alex. I love them.
Yeah, as you can see, they are the well, maybe you can't.
You can't. There is a Ruger 1022 in a...
which is that one?
Which is in an adjustable stock, and there is a Rhino with a shield red dot on top.
I wondered where that got.
Yeah.
But it is a one-off colour, special order, yellow and black, which of course are the Magload colours, and Form made them for Connors for his birthday, so a big shout out to Form Rifle Stocks. I'm sure you're going to be seeing a lot about them, because Alex actually sold the demo Rhino with the blue grip that I'm sure you've seen many times to a customer who was desperate for one. I've been meaning to do a review of the grips myself, actually shooting them down the range. So I'm going to be pinching Connor's gun at some point after he's had his first shots through it. And I'll be reviewing the form rifle grip. And of course the 1022. I do have a Gen 1 red stock for the 1022. I've never had a 1022 to put in it. That might be changing in the next few weeks. So we'll have a look at that. I still am really keen to do a 1022 build, maybe a Rimfire Magic, maybe something else.
Nala's just seen herself on the stream.
Yeah, she's like, who's that cat? She's turned into a bit of a dreamy whore. We've got the Dreamies, the cat treats.
I know what she's got the scent of. Also,
it's the biltong.
She might be typing to you guys, so sorry about that. You can't feed the cat biltong.
You definitely can. She's eaten worse.
You can't feed the cat biltong.
Get off get off, Nala. That's mine. You can give her a little piece. There we go. Here you go, Nala. Go on, have it. Go on. No, maybe not. Oh, she's dribbling. Keep your dribble away from the biltong.
Colin, if you can't get a Rhino, get in touch with Blue Fieldsports.
No, he already has. We've already had the conversation. Ray Trade got a delivery, and it was meant to be a big delivery, and they said, yeah, I've got you one. And I said to Colin, I've got you one, it's all good. And then they opened the box and there were 5 in there.
Oh,
rather
okay.
than 50.
That's not a lot. That is
Yeah.
not a lot
So
wrong.
Colin missed out, unfortunately. And I
That's
have another
true.
customer who also missed out, but he's top of the queue, the second customer.
Yeah. Do you have any grips in stock?
I don't have them in stock, but the UK ones come next day, and the US ones come within 2 weeks maximum because they're custom made for the US.
So Phil Buzz, if you are in the UK, you can have them pretty much within a day or two. So anything you want to order, get in contact with Alex at Blue Fieldsports.
Yeah, you've got left, right, colour choices of about 5. Go on the Blue Fieldsports website, have a look at them. They're all listed.
Well,
on
yeah, you
there.
can order them off the site, and the rest of it will be taken care of. So, so yeah, Alberto, you still look okay for a 50-year-old.
Thanks.
I would like to point out that Connor's by only a few years is older.
Yeah. But I have more hair, so it makes it all okay.
That's so mean. Daniel, we need to talk more next week. Connor's hope to come down when Spartan finish my 22 WMR. If someone remembers to send you the grip.
What?
I need to send the grip to Chris at Spartan.
Oh, that's what he was asking me about today.
Yeah,
We were at Spartan today, dropping off parts. Yeah.
Whoops.
Hey Callum, you're a bell end.
Well, you haven't heard of my ultimate cock up,
What's
and
that?
I don't know how this it's completely my fault because I went full retard. He kept saying send the grip, send the grip, send the grip. So I have already sent a parcel to Chris, and I put the buttstock in it. I don't know why.
You absolute muppet.
So Daniel's like, yeah, thanks for sending the buttstock. I don't know why you've done this, but please send the grip. And I was like, what do you mean I sent the grip?
You absolute muppet.
So don't it's just that's why I leave.
Oh, what was it?
Oh no.
Spunk puffin. You spunk puffin.
Spunk puffin. Oh dear. We have to thank Paul Wyborn for that one. But anyway, I think that's probably about time to wrap it up. But before you all head off,
the jokes haven't even really got dirty yet.
that's why we need to get off the stream quickly.
There's more stuff happening.
No,
isn't
that's
there?
done. We've done. We've covered everything. That's it. Yeah. Before you all leave, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Again, thank you for the donation, Mr. E30. Of course, this is the weekly English shooting live stream, so we will be back here next week. Same place, same time, same beautiful faces, and most likely built on because Paul from the World Gun Owners Association has sent us at least 3 days supply if we stretch it out.
I mean,
But
it's
yeah.
almost all gone already. That bag you've seen, Alex, is nearly emptied. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's been sat there the whole day, it's just been just stripping
He
it off.
hasn't. He hasn't touched it. He doesn't eat biltong at the same rate as we do.
No, yeah, stupendously. But anyway, thank you everyone for tuning in and putting up with our shenanigans. We hope you enjoyed it, and as always, we hope to see you soon.
Bye.